Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, particularly our ASEAN region, Southeast Asia. We extend a very hearty welcome to the entire travel and tourism, hospitality, and aviation sector. The people, those are into this particular arena, the Golden Triangle. We extend them a very hearty welcome today. It's a joint kind of a workshop, joint deliberations between ASEAN and India for the travel, tourism, hospitality, and aviation sector. This is the most opportune time rethinking tourism post-pandemic. The Honorable Prime Minister of India at present is in the ASEAN region. He's at Bali. He's there for the G20 summit in Indonesia. Global deliberations are going on, United States, UK, China, and a couple of other countries. When you think about the G20, the legends, 75% of the economy of the world, all leaders are over there. And they are exchanging the views with each other, how to have peace, harmony, security, and a wonderful world. So nothing else can be binding the world better than travel and tourism, hospitality, and aviation industry. Ladies and gentlemen, tourism is the passport to the peace, and we extend a very hearty welcome from India. And I have got two of the legends of the Indian tourism industry. They have given their entire life. They have dedicated their whole, I would say, right from the college life, childhood life, and the youth life till date. They are the legend in their own way. We have got Dr. Subhash Goyalji, and we have got Captain Swadesh Kumar. And when you hear about Dr. Subhash Goyalji, you can well imagine he has got his tourism book also. He would be discussing in a while with us. And at the same time, whether you talk about the GSA for the airlines, you talk about the travel trade, you talk about the new packaging and everything and the rethinking of the tourism, that would come from his side. When you talk about adventure tourism, particularly when you're going for trekking, mountaineering, and aero sports, water sports, sea sports, whatever you think of, you have got none else than the founder, the gentleman who brought Adventure Tour Operators Association also in India, Captain Swadesh Kumar. I extend both the speakers a hearty welcome, and at the same time, all the participants, those are joining us from the 10 beautiful countries. 45 million is my population in the northeast part of India, and 450 million is my population. Plus that, when I talk about the ASEAN, beautiful region, fastest growing and wonderful energy and synergy with India. We extend you a very hearty welcome on behalf of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry. Our chamber is a link between 32 million Indian diaspora, which is abroad, and the corporate sector, and of course, beautiful Bharat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, survive, revive, and thrive. That is restructuring and rebuilding and rethinking and repackaging, whatever you can think of beyond COVID-19 as far as travel and tourism is concerned. Social media, because that plays a very important role, and there are travel influencers. Digital tools are coming up in a very big way in the travel and tourism industry. Gamification in travel and tourism is also coming in a very big way, and the gamification is also being utilized to incentivize and to do the purchases of travel and tourism packages. So when we are talking about gamification, there are different kind of potential clients, and we got to give them the packaging and the repackaging depending on who enjoys what, because depending on the packages they are looking forward to. And at the same time, when we look at travel trade, how are we reskilling our staffs so that they become future ready, particularly post-pandemic? How to develop the brand value for India ASEAN tourism, how jointly we can think of online social media marketing campaigns. Do you feel that India ASEAN joint collaboration through Northeast India to be started initially with, because the features are same: art, craft, heritage, culture, couple of other things you have to take into consideration which are so similar with the ASEAN. How can we have tourism technology partnership between India and ASEAN? And when you think about the digital travel ecosystem today, what new is coming up and what is online and what is technology-based aviation, travel and tourism, and hospitality? How to go ahead with the joint skills training program and collaboration between India and ASEAN. working together with the micro, small, and medium enterprise also, because during the thick of pandemic, how much hand holding has been done in respective countries, each one of us we know very well, and we deserve a better treatment post pandemic. On the World Tourism Day, 27th September, our chamber has brought the research and compilation Rethinking Tourism Post Pandemic, 15 chapters. It's available on the opening page free of cost. You can download the book from there, from the web portal of ICSI, icsiindia.in. Ladies and gentlemen, rethinking tourism post pandemic, and that is between India and ASEAN together. And we extend a very hearty welcome to Dr. Subhash Goyalji, the legend of the Indian tourism, and Captain Swadesh Kumarji, the legend of the adventure tourism of India. And let's go across to all the 10 beautiful countries of the ASEAN. Let's have the opening remarks of Dr. Subhash Goyalji, because you are a visionary who has given the entire life towards travel and tourism, and of course very big chunk as a GSA for the airlines as well, and of course a beautiful network and the warmth with the hospitality sector as well. Before I become too adventurous with Captain Swadesh Kumarji, let me just go with Dr. Subhash Goyalji, and we are traveling together mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and wholeheartedly to the ASEAN region. Dr.
Thank you.
Subhash Goyalji.
Thank you, Dr. Gulshan Kumar. I think it's a very important time. The timing is very good because, as you rightly mentioned, that in Bali, the G20 summit is going on. And I pray to God that world peace will emerge from the summit, because if there is a war between China and Taiwan, then I think the ASEAN region is going to be the worst effective, and it might result in a world war. So it is very important. And tourism is one industry where wherever tourists go, there is peace and prosperity. So as far as ASEAN and India is concerned, India has an open sky with ASEAN countries. Any ASEAN airline can come to India. They have to file with the government and reciprocally allow Indian carriers to fly to any of the ASEAN countries. As Stick Travel Group, India's largest B2B travel group, representing about 12 airlines. Out of the 12 airlines, we represent 3 ASEAN airlines. One is Myanmar International Airways, second is Cambodia Airways, and Royal Brunei Airlines. We have very good relationship with all the other ASEAN countries. And as far as outbound from India is concerned, according to Indians are the largest spenders in Singapore. We are largest spenders in Malaysia. In Thailand, we are number 2 because there are 38 million Japanese who live there. So basically, wherever Indians go, they do a lot of shopping. So I think tourism between India and ASEAN countries need to be promoted in a big way. It is rightly said, nearer the church, further from heaven. We are only focusing on European countries, Middle East, Dubai, but from ASEAN countries, only Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore is the circuit. The rest of the ASEAN countries are not being promoted in a big way. Now, Vietnam has started promoting, and I hope the other ASEAN countries will also start promoting in India. Not only tourists to come from India to ASEAN countries, because we have, we are not only the largest spenders in Southeast Asia, but also Sri Lanka, Dubai, and UK. So Indians spend a lot of money, and the outbound travel in 2019 was about 22 million. So it's a big number, and I feel that there is a great opportunity between India and ASEAN. And as far as India is concerned, we are the birthplace of 4 great religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism. Islam originated in the Middle East, but when it touched the shores of India, Sufism, which is the spiritual side of Islam, flourished. We have the only modern saint memorial, Mother Teresa's memorial in Calcutta. We have one of the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ, in St. Thomas's Church, St. Thomas, and we have a lot of Sufi shrines and places to visit. So most of Southeast Asian ASEAN countries are Buddhist predominantly. So we have a lot of Buddhist tours and Buddhist circuits. So there's a great opportunity for you to visit India and for Indians to visit ASEAN countries. So Cambodia needs to be promoted in a big way. The Cambodian minister is uh, also here, and you see, Myanmar also needs to be promoted big way. But air connectivity is the most important. You know, even though uh, Mr. Bajpai, the previous prime minister, had announced an open sky with ASEAN countries, very few ASEAN countries took that advantage. So we want all the ASEAN countries to start flights into India, and we as Stick Travel will support any of the ASEAN countries that wants to come, and any other information that you need through the chamber you can get from us. And that's all I wanted to say. That there's a lot of opportunity, and thank you, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, for organizing this. As I mentioned to you, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, I have to rush
Oh,
for another meeting.
yeah.
So,
I'll take precisely 2 more minutes with you. 2 minutes more.
yeah,
How do you look the potential between ASEAN and India for cinematic tourism? Because a lot of Bollywood and Tollywood and Bollywood people, they go for film shootings over there. Why not we should get the ASEAN people also coming this side, and there should be joint festivals of cinematic tourism, film induced tourism, because medical tourism, of course, we are competing quite a bit of with each other, because Thailand gets a lot of medical tourists from UAE and Central Asia and other places. How do you look at the other potentials of cinematic tourism?
I think it is rightly said that a picture is equal to 1,000 words. And whatever amount of lectures we may give, one video film or anything we see, audiovisually, has a great impact. And I think I agree with you. There's a huge potential of film tourism in the ASEAN countries and also in India from
Thank you.
ASEAN countries.
Thank you very much. We
Thank
look
you.
forward to many more such interactions. And you are the legend of the Indian tourism industry. We welcome you, and let's work out a strategy between ASEAN and India together.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much,
Thank
and
you.
wishing you
Thank
good
you.
health. Good health.
Thank you.
Captain Swadesh Kumarji, when we think about adventure tourism, when we think about trekking, when we think about mountaineering, when we want to go for water sports, aero sports, winter sports, any kind of a sports we think of in adventure tourism, I look forward to that, where Captain Swadesh Kumarji gives us the vision and the views what could be done as far as adventure tourism partnership between India and ASEAN, which can be done together. I would request Captain Swadesh Kumarji, if you can unmute your mic, then we will be able to get your voice. With
Yes.
these words, yes, hearty welcome.
Thank you, Gulshan. Good afternoon from Delhi, and warm welcome to all of you in the South Asian countries. It has been my dream to see that we can promote business together in the Asian your area, especially. There's a huge potential for adventure tourism. Let me explain to you about myself. I'm Captain Swadesh Kumar. I run a travel business, but I'm more passionate about promoting adventure tourism in India, especially. And I have assisted and started an association called ATUI, Adventure to Operation of India, about 30 years ago, ATUI. And I will request you, each one of you, to go to the website of atui.org and see that what exactly are possibilities. There are almost 31 different verticals of adventure tourism in this country which we promote, starting from climbing expeditions to cycling tours and river rafting, coastal tours, and so many others you will see. Now I'm going to discuss one by one. There has a huge potential for Asian countries to come to India. Why? Because if you want to do a ski holiday, you don't have to go to Europe. Come to India. We have a very beautiful ski resorts. and there is a huge potential for promoting ski holidays in India. For example, Gulmarg is well-known destination. Uh, so we have Oli in Garhwal, another well-known destination for ski. You can come here, learn the basic skis, and then do anywhere you want to go in the world for ski holidays. Uh, let me put it across to you very simple. Two-thirds of Himalayas in India. Two-thirds. Unfortunately, people have very little knowledge that the Himalayas are in India and people still go to Nepal, where it is fully crowded, overcrowded. My submission to you would be, if you think in terms of Himalayas, think of India as a destination. We start from one side from Ladakh, which is a huge potential, coming to Ladakh to Himachal Pradesh, then the central Himalayas, then Garhwal, then Kumaon, then in between Nepal comes. Then you have Darjeeling and Sikkim, and it finishes in Arunachal Pradesh. There's a huge range of tools available to you which you can do. For my friends in South Asia, I would submit that think of winter trek. We have very beautiful winter treks now in the Himalayas, which is reasonably priced. You can climb a peak of 10,000 feet, 11,000 feet, and have a feeling that you're climbing the summit in the month of winter, like Kedar Kantha in the Garhwal Himalayas, Manali Peak in Himachal Pradesh, Kanjase in Ladakh, all can be Markha Valley Trek in Ladakh, all can be in the next 2-3 months from December, January, February, March. I will urge each one of you to please think in terms of coming to India and Himalayas now as soon as possible. Because, of course, in the month of summer, you have the potential of doing extremely very interesting treks in the Himalayas, starting from April. You can go to Darjeeling area from May, June in the Garhwal Himalayas and Himachal Pradesh, July, August in Ladakh, September, October, November, you can go in Sikkim as well as in Arunachal Pradesh. My friends, I would urge you to think in terms of coming to Indian Himalayas. You can go to our website of any tour operator in the country, go to ATI website, they're active members, look at them and click anywhere and you find a huge number of tours available to you. I have another very good suggestion for my friends and those who are Indian origin, either they're NRIs or they're living in citizens of the country. Think of promoting coming to India as a Char Dham Yatra. Char Dham Yatra, covering Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath, and Badrinath, starts from the month of April and till Deepavali, till November. It is a beautiful 11-day trip. You can come to India and come to Char Dham Yatra and see the beautiful temples, visit the deities, and get a good feeling of it. In Yamunotri, you have a Jamuna river coming in. In Gangotri, you have Bhagirathi comes in. In Kedarnath, you can get Mandakini river, and in Badrinath, you have Alaknanda, and when they all join together, becomes Ganga at the Prajat. Gulshan, I think you have many questions to ask, but I will urge each one of you that India is the ideal destination for adventure. This I call you climbing and trekking. You have a river rafting you can do. You can do a camel safari tours in Rajasthan. You can do bike tours. I've done bike tour in Delhi to Kathmandu, for example, around Goa or Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. You can do Golden Triangle on bike. There's so many chances available. You imagine, and we will do it for you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Captain Swadesh Kumar, the CMD of the Shikhar Travels, right from Delhi. And he's the founder of the Adventure Tour Operators Association of India. And he gave a wonderful chronology to us, www.atoi.org. If you go through, he mentioned that there are 31 verticals of adventure tourism which are available over there. That is remarkable. And he also gave you an offer. Everybody thinks of कि देखिए अंतिम यात्रा से पहले चार धाम की यात्रा भी करनी चाहिए. So that is also something very important. April and till Deepavali, he has given the offer, 11 days trip. That is also something very nice. Now coming on to Captain Sudeshji, I would also like to understand a little bit on adventure tourism partnership between ASEAN and India. If they are interested to have some of the Indians traveling to ASEAN countries, how should we go by jointly doing the social media marketing together?
you have to understand there are two kind of tour operators. One
Yeah.
is inbound, one is who do inbound and outbound together. So what exactly is happening is at present, I give you an idea. I have yet to receive, of course, I did receive from Japan. The Japanese Tourism Board has given me information about Japan tracking, but nobody has come from Singapore or from Malaysia. Malaysia has a huge opportunity in the jungles of in this Malaysia. And we need these tourism officers to come and tell us what are the potentials possible for adventure activity in these countries. Come to us and have a partnership with ATOI. ATOI will be very happy to give you any platform to come and meet you. You see, please understand, it is so essential to let your product know in the market. At present, they're thinking, no, they only go to Europe or USA. None of them have come to India and say, hey, let's have a partnership with you. I promise you, if I receive a letter from any tourist office or anybody in Asian countries say they want to promote their adventure destination, I will introduce to them the Indian tour operators who are promoting outbound tours in adventure.
Wonderful.
And if they come with a delegation from Singapore or Malaysia or from anywhere in this area, my association will be very happy to arrange a presentation, not only in Delhi, but also in many places, wherever they want. Mumbai, which is source market for major source market, South India and Bangalore, which is another source market. And we need to attack the source market. They must participate. But major is we need to have information. There is no information available.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. There's a question which has come. What should the tourism service provider should do to revive and thrive post-pandemic their tourism?
First of all, don't look at your TV anymore. It's the worst thing to see TV these days. I don't watch TV anymore because if you look at it, you feel depressed. We all have gone, please understand, everybody wants to travel. Indians, I'm talking outbound, Indians want to travel. They're traveling mad. There's no space in the aircraft. there is a huge rush of people to going over here. I would recommend you, number one step, if you want good business, contact schools in India. Schools in India have huge potential for promotion going out of country and give them an offer of 4 days, 5 days, 6 days trip of your beautiful destination. Then let them have a holiday plus 2-3 days of activities. School is a good platform for you to get this. Number one. Second will be participate in the local exhibitions here. You have many local Indian exhibitions, tourism exhibitions. Come with your information, stay here and meet them and invite people who have business, and you will get a business. I can assure you one thing for certain, that if you make an effort, you will get business from Indian market. It's an absolutely virgin market for adventure in South Asian countries.
Wow, that's great. Another question which has come, Captain Sudeshji, how Northeast India can be tourism gateway to ASEAN?
There is a future. I should have spoken myself for Northeast, but I'm glad this question came in. The right question came in. The future of adventure tourism in this country is Northeast. It's as simple as this. In fact, I had a request from people coming from Thailand to Myanmar and to Imphal to Manipur, and there's a very beautiful circuit you can do it. There is a dream circuit you can do it for you without any problem, because there's a border you can go and try. I tell you very interesting thing. I was consultant to the World Tourism Organization for promoting of marketing Nagaland as a tourist destination. I went to many different areas and I went to the border area. But very interesting that the headman of the border village, his one house was in Myanmar and one room was in India. Tribal people travel from A to B to India to Myanmar, and there is vice versa. No visa, no passport. They just come in, go to State Bank of India, take the money change and do it. Because they buy it with the shopping is zero. They do shopping here and they take it with us. So there's something which is travel, nobody can challenge this. I'm not saying is good or bad, but what I'm saying is there's a huge potential. Somebody has to come forward and say, hey, let's run a bus service from Imphal to Myanmar and to Bangkok. Let's do bus service from here to A to B's place. Some initiative has to take in place. Let's do joint work together on this promotion. There's a huge potential. I
Wonderful.
must tell you one thing: North is the future of adventure tourism in India.
Wonderful. Northeast youth are feeling very happy on the YouTube channel, and
Yes.
they are getting amazed. They say, here is somebody to tap our untapped potential. Wow.
You please
That's
tell
great.
them they can share my email. Tell them
Okay.
swadesh@shikhar.com. And if
Okay.
they have any ideas, I will give them 100%.
Okay. It is Swadesh at the rate shikhar.com.
Yes, I repeat, SWADESH
DESH at the rate.
Shikhar, SHIKHAR.
Okay. Okay.
And they can write
Shikhar.com.
to you. You can forward the message to me.
Yes,
anyone.
certainly. Certainly.
Yeah.
We are so very happy. And finally, what would you like to tell my ASEAN travel trade friends? Should we work out a strategy that we should initially organize one Zoom session with all the 10 countries participating together with India on a common platform?
Please do that. And I promise you that I will get you Indian tour operators who will be interested in working together, vice versa. Absolutely. It's a great idea. And please do it. Give us some notice time. And you know what's happening is we're not talking of just for the sake of Zoom. We need actually networking. We need to talk. Word has come for networking. We need to help. Let me tell you one very interesting thing. I'm a mountaineer. And when you climb a mountain, you cannot climb alone summit. You cannot reach the mountain top alone. It's not Alps that you can do Alpine style. You need to help each other. I have to hold each other's hand. Somebody has to hold my hand. I hold somebody's hand with a rope. I make it steps. So next one, when I get tired, somebody else makes steps. Somebody else makes steps, and we keep on to summit. And if I reach summit, everybody has reached summit. Success is for a whole team and not for one person. So may I just submit to you, Gulshanji, tell all your friends who are listening to me, please hold each other's hand. Time has come for us to work together.
Very good.
And it's time for us to work together. I promise you that I'll create an opportunity for you to work with my Indian friends.
Great. Wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, on a very positive note from founder of Adventure Tour Operators Association of India and CMD of the Shikhar Travels, that's in New Delhi. You can meet him right over there sometime whenever you're visiting. Go
Please.
through the website also. We will bring within next 1 month with the Honorable External Affairs Union State Minister in charge ASEAN and the entire travel tourism fraternity of the 10 countries, along with Captain Sudesh Kumarji from India, together on a common platform. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
It will be a pleasure to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskar. Thank you very much. And thanks to everybody for joining us. On your request, we have done this special program, a curtain raiser today, and the journey starts between India and ASEAN.